Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. Lately I have been wearing literally either a tank top or no shirt on my videos. I apologize if you guys, don't like videos like that, but it's my channel. I do what the fuck I want, anyways. But this just, for those people that are like, what the hell, But I don't know. I mean, you could do what the fuck what you want on your channel. I don't care. Um, anyways, Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are coming tomorrow. They're all coming to the PlayStation 5 and to the PlayStation 4. I am definitely gonna fucking download this and play the shit out of this. I wonder what trophies they're gonna add. That's really exciting. I already made a video talking about where they ever put the original cutscenes for Twisted Metal 1. Made a whole video about that. Check that if you haven't seen it. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll put it in the description box so you guys can actually see it. So it's you could just, and if you're all new, and most likely you can find it because it was a recent video. It wasn't that long ago, anyways. So that's why I mentioned it. But again, if you can't find it, let me know. I got you. So Twisted Metal 4. I mean Twisted Metal 4. Oh, I hope. Cause actually, yeah. Let's talk about. I'm recently playing Twisted Metal Small Brawl, and it has become one of my favorite Twisted Metal games. I do not get the hate for Twisted Metal Small Brawl. What the fuck? They have the same controls like they have in Twisted Metal 2. To me, it's more refined in Small Brawl, because I have played Twisted Metal 2, and that shit is not like Small Brawl, meaning that Small Brawl's gameplay is a lot better. At least the control, I mean. That's just me, man. And people want to hate on Small Brawl just because, what? It's all C cars fighting? To be quite honest with you, once you start playing the game, you forgot these are fucking all C cars. Sometimes I have to look at the car to be like, oh yeah, this is an all C car. Because I totally forget. Because it's still Twisted Metal, you dumb fucks. The only difference is just it's for younger generations, and that's fine. You had one game that was for mature, which was Twisted Metal Black, and then you had another one that was for younger generation, which is fine. Why is that a bad thing? Square Enix can do that with Final Fantasy. They have done that before with other Final Fantasy games, and I'm not talking about Final Fantasy 16. I'm talking about like other Final Fantasies before Final Fantasy 16. It was like around the time when 13 was about to come out, or 13 or past 13 came out. It was like around that time, basically. For crying out loud, have you ever played Final Fantasy Green of Faith? If you haven't, then I'm sorry. Like I'll say this right now. I haven't beaten the game, but that game is fucking good. Just because I mean the gameplay could be better, but the story is. But the gameplay is what it is. It's not that bad, to be quite honest with you. But Green of Faith is really good. For those of you that haven't played that game. But anyways, I should go back to that game eventually because that game's actually really good. But moving on. Twisted Metal 1 and 2 coming to the PlayStation 4 is coming to the PlayStation 4, especially 5 if you have a PS5, but I have a PS4. But these games coming back to the PlayStation Network is actually a good thing. Because, I mean, you only have Twisted Metal Black. Some people out here don't play Twisted Metal Black. Some people out here do play Twisted Metal Black, but they wish they can play another Twisted Metal game. And that's me. I mean, I don't hate Twisted Metal Black. It's one of my top 5 favorite Twisted Metal games, My top 5 Twisted Metal games I already posted on my community channel, but if anyone does not look up a community channel, if they're new, my top 5 Twisted Metal games, Head On, Small Brawl, Twisted Metal 4, because that's my first game I got introduced to the Twisted Metal series. Let's see. Twisted Metal, the original, basically. And what was the fuck? Because I know the original is the 5th one. I guess the 4th one would be Twisted Metal 4, right? Then Small Ball would be number 2. Oh wait, that's right. Twisted Metal it'd be Twisted Metal Black, Twisted Metal 4, then Small Brawl, then Head On. There we go. Sorry, I got confused there. Right when I was talking about Twisted Metal Black, I forget about Twisted Metal Black in my top 5 Twisted Metal games. Good God. But anyways, so these, if you haven't played these games, you should play these games when they come out. Now I know it's probably, now in my opinion, the controllers from Twisted Metal 3 and 4 are way better, and also in Small Ball and Head On and Black, the controls are way better. In 2 and 1, I mean, you can manage it basically, but you probably will be frustrated and be like, why is it like this? I mean, that's why I rather play Twisted Metal 1 more than 2, mainly because when I look at 2, I'm just like, I could just play Head On because it has better controls. Yeah, I went there. But I haven't played 2 in a while, so I could change my mind anytime, you know? So I will review Twisted Metal 1 and 2. Um, who knows, I might just do a commentary on them while I'm playing them. Why not? You know? I might not show the video of me beating them, but I'll just comment them to give my thoughts of how I feel about the game and everything like that. Again, like a review, but not really, just giving my thoughts, my opinions on it, you know? So you could say review-ish, but I'm just giving my thoughts and my opinions. So is that really it? Is that all I really need to talk about for Twisted Metal when these games are coming out? Maybe that is it, because there's nothing I can really think about probably. Hopefully I don't turn off the video and it's like, oh, you should have thought of this. It's like, oh, of course. Um, but Twisted Metal, I still would like to have the other Twisted Metal games on there. You have Twisted Metal Black. Why is not Twisted Metal small? Look, I get it if you want to put the original people's, if you want to put the people that made the original Twisted Metal games on the PSN store, okay, cool. But why you don't have Small Bro there? You only have Black. That's why I was looking at it too. I was just like, you need Twisted Metal 1 and 2, and maybe Small Brawl, because it was made by the same developers that made, was it Twisted Metal Online or Twisted Metal Black? One of the two. Because it went back and forth, I believe, right? From what I've heard from like people that actually made the fucking goddamn game. So, um, yeah, I guess that's it. Again, going back, I wonder what trophies they're gonna add to these two games. I'm very curious of what type of trophies they're going to have, because that's one of the reasons why these PS1 games are having a second life, because they have trophies to them that we didn't get on the PS1 era, basically. You know, so obviously those trophies that we did get was from the PS3 era. Is it possible that they can add new trophies? Yeah, I think they have done that to old PS1 games if they brought them back to the PlayStation 4 or 5 just to have something new, I guess, to give players a incentive to probably get it again. I guess. I'm just guessing, because I could be 100% wrong and it's still the same trophies that you get from the PlayStation 3. You know, because when you play PS1 games on the PS3, you still get trophies and stuff like that. Um, and for some reason, I want to think of a wrestling game that should be on the PlayStation Network, but it's all about WWE and all that stuff, and you know how people all be like, "Oh no, those certain characters, we don't have rights to those certain characters anymore. Or those characters are dead, or those characters, or those wrestlers, we don't talk to those anymore." You know, like it's like that. That's why some of those old wrestling games could probably be never be remastered just because of bullshit like that. You know. Oh, I want to explain this too. When you make the new Twisted Metal game, do not censor to the fact that, oh, we can't destroy this national monument because it will offend people. Because the whole point of destroying the Eiffel Tower in Paris in Twisted Metal 2 and also in Head On is fucking badass, in my opinion. In a spiritual enlightenment way, I'm not getting too deep into it, but that shit told you in a spiritual enlightenment way what's going to happen to the Eiffel Tower in the future. I'm saying that right now. Alright? I'm dead fucking serious. Seriously. Alright? It might not happen in, I'm not saying it won't happen in our lifetimes, but don't be surprised if it doesn't happen when shit goes down in this planet. If you know. If you don't know, well, you know what, boo boo? Don't worry about it. I mean, you should, but don't worry about it. So, the reason I mentioned the whole Eiffel Tower stuff is because there's a lot of censoring that's happening with all games sometimes. Not all the time, but some of the time. And it's mostly to Sony. Remember when they were covering boobs and ass with a spotlight and stuff like that, and Devil May Cry and shit like that? I remember that controversy. And then there was also stuff where Nintendo had like kind of like not hante, but like exclusive characters that were showing their titties and stuff like that. Not like a nipple or anything like that, but being, sexy and stuff like that. And then it goes to the PlayStation and they cover that shit up. And I'm just like, damn, Nintendo is being more open of being sexy than freaking Sony. Back then, Sony, you used to be all about sexy. Look at Lara Croft. Have you seen the original Have you seen the original Tomb Raider game? I'm telling you that right now. That is the most sexy pictures you ever see in a PlayStation 1 game. I'm dead serious. That ass still looks good. Seriously. And then the beginning of the game where she wears that outfit. Good God, can you change outfits in that game? I haven't played the original Tomb Raider. And it should be on the PSN store. Instead of just the reboot of Tomb Raider. Good God, Square. You still milking that game even though you don't own it anymore? It's like, oh, here's all of this stuff. Because I was just looking at Tomb Raider and stuff like that. But, sorry, going back. Don't censor some of the stuff in the new Twisted Metal game. If you want to have a national monument being blown up, blow that shit up. Blow that shit up. Okay? I don't give a fuck if it's the Twin Towers. Blow that shit up. Most people are like, oh God. If it happened to the Eiffel Towers in real life, and then the video game did it, oh, sorry, we can't release this game because it's too sensitive. No, you guys need to fucking grow the fuck up. Seriously. You guys need to grow the fuck up. Shit happens in the world. Seriously. Just because a natural monument fell does not mean that you can't predict it in a video game or some shit like that. The reason I say that is because, like, again, shit just happens, man. Shit just happens in real life. Like, for real. You know? And I'm not getting into more deep into that for, like, a spiritual anyway, because this channel's not about that. Hell no. But, I will say this. That I just don't want them to censor certain stuff in the new Twisted Metal game just for the sake of just censoring. And for the sake of, like, oh, for other people playing it so they won't feel offended. For crying out loud, this even happened in the original Twisted Metal game. We couldn't even get the original cutscenes because fucking Bible thumper pieces of shit were fucking upset of seeing titties on screen. Titties! And these are fucking women and men that are afraid to see titties. This is why I look at Christian people sometimes and be like, can you even have sex? I can't imagine you having sex. Like, literally, remember when you were a kid in school, and then you look at a teacher and she had kids, and you're like, you had kids? Who will fuck you? Because they're in that they're in that type of mindset of, like, unfuckable. I'm sorry. They're unfuckable. They're that type of person. If you're that type of person that you can't even fucking see tits on screen, you're unfuckable, and no one doesn't want to touch you. That's why you complain. That's why you have these feminazis too, talking about Princess Peach crying and shit like that. No, she's a fucking strong character, alright? Even before the fucking movie. You know? Seriously. Seriously. Alright? That's why they had to censor Tifa's tits, and that's why they had to censor Lara Croft. Because look what Lara Croft looked like back in the PS2 era and PS1 era than what she looks like in the PS4 era. Just saying. They made her look like a Barbie doll. I'm like, she's not supposed to be a Barbie doll. She's supposed to be this action-packed, sexy goddess badass. That's what Lara Croft is. You know? And it's not like something that you see in Twisted Metal Black when you have Raven wearing a fucking wearing her freaking underwear when she's shooting a turret on top, and she's 17 years old. You know, like, when I played Twisted Metal Black, and I kind of knew about that stuff, but not, like, fully to the extent, basically. And plus, when you're a kid, and you're playing a 2001 game, and you're, like, younger than all the other characters are in the game, and you'll be like, oh my god, you know, she's 17, and I'm like, what, like 13 or 15, oh, she's hot as hell, or something like that, you know? And then when you get older, and you look at that, you'll be like, oh, they put that in the game? Holy shit, how come? Yeah, as a kid, I thought that was hot. But now, I'm older, and I'm 30 years old, and she's 17, you could have just made her 18 or 19, but no, I'm looking back at that now, and I'm like, what were you guys thinking? Maybe you would think it for the younger generation to look at her and be like, "Ooh, she's hot." But for me now, I'm just. I mean, it worked for me when I was a kid, but now, 30 years old as an adult, I'm looking at it like, I mean, you could have just gave it to Spectre. How come you could have gave it to Bloody Mary? It would have worked perfect with her, especially with her character. You know? But who knows, man? Either originally Ivy, I mean, or Ivy, either originally Raven was supposed to be Bloody Mary, and then they changed it because Twisted Metal has been known of having characters being in other vehicles and then changing. Look at the Twisted Metal Dark Past documentary. It has been talked about before. So was it Scott Campbell talked about it in the interview? He was just like, "Hey man, some of these characters are in different vehicles and all that." He's like, "David Jaffe, what the hell happened?" You know, and he's like, "Oh, but there's always a reason and rhyme to it, and it made sense overall." You know, so maybe Raven was supposed to be a Bloody Mary at one point. Then they just changed it and made her made literally another character. You know, so it is possible. It is possible, but we wouldn't know. It's just a guess. It really is. It's just a guess. Now, stuff like that should probably not be in a game, obviously. But again, most people are like, "Oh, but if she was 18 and 19, it'd be okay, right?" I'm like, yes, because she's not a fucking teenager, guys. She's not a young teen. You know? Seriously. And plus, it's a rated M game, too. You know? And I understand you have freaking Needles Kane's brother in there, and he's a kid, which is pretty crazy. Crazy. For kind of like in Twisted Metal 4, you have the Jonesons, and they're like a family, and there's kids in the car. So in Twisted Metal 4, when you fighting the Joneses, when they're fighting you, you're shooting at them and you're killing the kids. Nowadays, that probably would never fly, which also pisses me off too, because if it's about the creative substance and it's Twisted Metal, you mean to tell me I can't play Twisted Metal Black without killing freaking what is it, Needle Kane's father, because it's too much, because his son is in the vehicle, you know? Ew. Yeah, for crying out loud, man. That's one of the reasons why in Grand Theft Auto they don't have a bus, because they don't want to indicate that there's kids in those buses, you know. But in other Grand Theft Auto games, they have indicate that they have a baby. There's one Grand Theft Auto game that a woman holds a baby. Nothing happens to the baby, but they have a baby in the game. And then you have Jimmy, not Hopkins, but Jimmy from GTA 5, and also Jimmy's sister. I forgot her name right now. I just haven't played GTA 5 for that long. What was it, Gracie? So those two characters are technically still kids, but they're young adults. They're closer to their 20s than they are to younger teens, basically. So that's why they put them there and stuff like that. And it makes sense anyways, you know. But I've always thought about too, like if you are gonna put kids in a GTA game and you like shoot them or some shit, you instantly get like a game over or some shit like that, or some shit like that. I don't know. That's why I always thought, or that's why I would have implemented, and that's, I know some people might see as that as frustrating and be like, "Oh, what the hell," you know. So, oh, how about this? When you're shooting, all the kids just disappear, and then you just have adults, you know. That's just me. But hey, it didn't stop Rockstar making Bully, and that got controversial too. For crying out loud, Bully was originally supposed to be in a mature college game, and you could see that from the beta models when you can literally change the females in Bully. They actually had freaking underwear clothes on, and you could actually see them in the game like that. But they had to change it because the whole coffee mod that happened with GTA San Andreas. You thought San Andreas was going to get fucked up with that. Bully would have got even more fucked up with that. So imagine if these people caught that whole thing in the fires of Bully instead of GTA San Andreas. That would have been wild as hell. I think we would have gotten more censorship just because of that bullshit. I guarantee you. But that just shows what Rockstar wanted for the original product for Bully. It was never going to be a rated T game. It was going to be a rated M game, which made sense. It made sense. They made a whole bunch of M games at that point, so why not make a. So eventually they made a T game. Not to say the original Grand Theft Auto wasn't T for teen. I think it was, which was kind of weird. uh, but then once it became 3D, it became rated M for mature, which is kind of to me that's always stupid in my opinion. Oh, just because it has a different art style and different perspective, it has to be a less rating now. It's like what? It's still violent as fuck in my opinion. I still think small bra should be rated M for mature. Why? Because the kids are still using turret bullets. They're not using, yeah, they're using firecrackers and stuff like that when using your when using your not special, but when you're using your other weapons that are on the field. But when you're blasting your turret weapons, those are still bullets. It still sounds like bullets when you're shooting at them. So yeah. Oh man. And then people want to hate on Small Ball. Small Ball is a fucking badass. They literally are making these kids shooting at each other with real weapons. I mean, they're not really shooting at each other, but still, it's dangerous as all hell because they're right next to it, and all of a sudden they could get shot if one of their opponents misses and it hits the kid. Oh man, that shit is hilarious. Really fucking funny. So I can literally see that happen, man. But yeah, Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are going to come out, and I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited for it too. And hey, hopefully this gives the incentive for people that never played Twisted Metal to play it, especially the OG ones, you know. And hopefully that gives the incentive too, because I did saw an article that mentioned if these two Twisted Metal games are coming out, will the other Twisted Metal games come out? And I'm like, you see, I'm not the only one that's thinking that these other Twisted Metal games should be on the PSN store. Again, maybe they're testing the waters, and that is fine. Let them test the waters. And if people buy them, or people start playing them, and they see how much people are buying them and playing them, and then also the TV show, they probably will announce the new game, and then they'll be like, here, on the limelight of you waiting for the new game, here's the other Twisted Metal games that are going to be re-released on the PlayStation Network. You got my money right there. I will pay for all the Twisted Metal games right there if you put them in the bundle, to be quite honest with you. I don't give a fuck. Just don't make it literally $40. Please don't. Don't even make it $30. For crying out loud. Because these are old PlayStation 1 games, to be quite honest with you. I know you're making these. I know Twisted Metal Black is like $10, and you might do the same thing with Twisted Metal 1 and 2, but for crying out loud, man. Do like a sale or something like that. But not even a sale. Just put them all together and be like, hey, this is also $20. Or even put it for $25. That's it. You know? Seriously, don't make it 30. $25 is the minimum if you're gonna make a collection of Twisted Metal, in my opinion. Because again, these games are old. Alright? Even if you put the 2012 in that collection, it still should be $25. In my opinion. Alright? Because I'm not paying $60 or $50 or $40 for a collection of games that I know they're old and I could just spend it less money on them. We've gotten it before. So I don't know why they're going to not do that now. You know? So that's just me. And I know some people will be like, oh, they should have a collection for like $30. And I'm like, stop giving them the ammo for them to make it a higher price, you dumbasses. Seriously. I hate when people do that. Oh, it should be $30. That sounds like a good price range. No. It sounds like you're fucking bending the knee to these motherfuckers that want to put the price up. No, tell them it's $25. Because that's all I'm going to give you, motherfuckers. Seriously. That's all I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give you $40 or $30. The fuck's wrong with you? Seriously. That's just me, man. That's just me. Seriously. Because again, these games are old. You know? It's not like the new Twisted Metal game that is free to play, but then they have other stuff. I don't want to even get to the free to play stuff, because once I say free to play, there's so many stuff that's in my head that I just want to say, and I'm just like, no, just stop. I want to make a whole video about it, and I don't need to say it here. This video went too long enough as it is. So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Tell me what you guys think of the new Twisted Metal stuff. Tell me if you're all hype for the new Twisted Metal show. and tell me if you're hyped for the Twisted Metal game or cautious for the new Twisted Metal game, and tell me if you're hyped to play these old games, you know, and what type of trophies that they will have too, because I haven't played Twisted Metal 1 and 2 on the PS3, so I don't know what trophies they have. So maybe you guys know. You guys can let me know what they have if you have played it on the PS3. But if you haven't, then that's fine. So I'll see you guys later. I'm going to play some Small Brawl later on. And get ready to play Twisted Metal 1 and 2. I mean, technically I can play Twisted Metal 1 right now because it's on my phone. But I'm playing Small Brawl because I haven't played Small Brawl. And that's the only Twisted Metal game I haven't played, So, what Twisted Metal games I have beaten? I have beaten Head On, not with all the characters, just by what? Two or one character, actually 3 characters, Cousin Eddie, Grim, and Needles. And also Dogtooth. I beat the game like at least 4 times with 4 different characters. So what's the other thing? What other Twisted Metal game that I've beaten? I mean, you could say I've beaten 2012 because I've beaten Mr. Grimm's story and Sweet Tooth's story, but I didn't beat Dollface's story because of the whole racing bullshit. I'm sorry, I can't. This should not be right. This should not be racing in my Twisted Metal games. And I made a video about that, but it hasn't been uploaded. It hasn't been uploaded. I didn't upload it yet. So maybe I will upload it soon or some shit like that. Because I don't want people to think that the Twisted Metal games are racing games. They're not. They're called combat games. Alright? This ain't no fucking Mario Kart bullshit. This is literally people driving vehicles killing each other for one prize that can also fuck them over, or probably not, depending if the person that's doing the contest loves you or not. Oh, that sounds like a gamble. Well, it's called Twisted Metal, bitch. It is a gamble. It's called Twisted Metal. I'll see you guys later.